Perfume world always gets bigger and bigger, and it's truly hard to catch up with all the new releases. So in this video, I'll review 5 new fragrances that were launched in the last few months of 2024, and I didn't have time to review them yet. I will rate them, and in the end there will be a ranking as well, so keep watching. And hello everyone, I'm Miri, and on this channel we talk in depth about fragrances. The first fragrance comes in absolutely stunning hour-shaped bottle with the most gorgeous violet hue and tassels around its neck, which imitate cushions and curtains of Chateau de Marly, because all Parfums de Marly fragrances draw inspiration from the 18th century. Palatine was named after Elizabeth Charlotte of Bavaria, nicknamed as Princess Palatine on Chateau de Marly's court, and she was known for her honesty and also writing many letters about a court life. And unlike other women in the 17th and 18th century, she loved hunting and she was quite free-spirited. So the name of this fragrance, the Edward, which is fun and quirky with the most gorgeous purple-colored lipstick, and also the fact that Parfums de Marly took an old-school raw perfume ingredient such as violet petal to give it new modern form. All of that made me really excited about this new release. But as always, the most important thing is how Palatine smells. Well, the initial spray, it's quite sweet, it's fresh, it's fruity. I don't smell individual fruits. For example, in Parfums de Marly Safanade, I could vividly smell the most beautiful crisp pear. I could even taste it. But here in Palatine, I just get fruits in general with tangy citruses giving some sparkle to the scent, and also there is this soapy freshness in the opening. Therefore, fruits smell kind of shampooey, not natural, more like a fabric softener. And also the sweetness is very balanced, so the scent never becomes too much. Imagine waking up next to the open windows, it's a spring morning, and the fruity scent of fabric softener from the linens drying in the garden spreads in the room. So Palatine has a nice, soft, sweet, fruity opening with some soapy freshness. And very soon, in like 5 minutes, the scent will transition into a more powdery, sweetish, but clean violet. When reading the description of Palatine on Parfums de Marly website, which promised to deliver a statement perfume to all women who are not afraid to embrace their uniqueness, I thought that violet in Palatine would be daring, different, contemporary, quite strong, but on the contrary, violet just smells clean, soft, slightly sweet, and very delicate, with just a hint of tart tang flavor from lavender. And as it dries down, musk comes out, further emphasizing that soapy, clean bed sheets feel with some vague woodiness I wouldn't be able to perceive if it wasn't listed in the notes. And also, there is the slightest hint of vanilla and a touch of bittersweet patchouli, but in the dry down, mostly I get sweetish, powdery, musky, and descript florals. And someone in the comments on Fragrantica described that the dry down of Palatine smells like an Oriflame catalog page, and they are absolutely right. I don't have any better way to describe this scent. It truly smells like you woke up in spring morning, you're lying on fabric softener, clean bed sheets, and you thought, oh, let's see what's new in the Oriflame catalog. The good thing is that Palatine is never sickly saccharine sweet, and despite powdery violets, it doesn't smell dated or too traditional. But on the other hand, it kind of smells very generic. It lacks complexity, boldness, and character other Parfums de Mali creations have. It's very light, delicate, and faint scent that has no realistic fruity, powdery, floral, or even vanilla notes. Every accord is blended into understated purple pastel liquid, and if I didn't know this was Parfums de Mali creation, I would think that this is some sort of a celebrity or designer perfume at best. I really hope to get a violet fragrance that would make me feel like a part of the cast of Bridgerton, but unfortunately it's just likable and nice, so I am disappointed by the huge difference in price and quality ratio. And despite the fact that this bottle is hand sprayed to get this beautiful purple color, I wish they put the same effort into creating something less nice and more daring. I get 4 hours of longevity with very low projection, so performance isn't the best either. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't smell bad at all. This is a very lovely, nice fragrance. It won't offend anyone, but it's just okay. So I would rate its scent and performance with 6 out of 10. This would be nice for spring. And if you like very light, very inoffensive perfumes and you don't mind the price, then check out Parfums de Mali Palatine. Next up is a perfume in iconic star-shaped bottle, and that is Angel Fantasm. I love the black color of the bottle. I was really intrigued by the notes of pineapple, coconut, and patchouli. The advert looked really cool and modern, so I went and purchased a 50 ml bottle. And the only problematic thing is in the design, because I wish it could stand on its own. That would make a packaging a little less inconvenient. However, let's talk about the scent, and that is what matters. The opening it's radiant, it's bright, it's juicy, it's mouth-watering with a burst of pineapple and citruses next to creamy coconut. It smells heavenly. It's fresh, it's vibrant, but the first 2 times I wore it, I wasn't able to notice a lot of fruity notes. However, after wearing it several times, now I can perceive them, and that initial fruity coconut combo lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, pineapple completely dissipates, leaving coconut behind, which combined with patchouli will become the backbone of this fragrance. And because of the pineapple and coconut, the opening reminds me of drinking icy cold pina colada on a very warm sunny day. I love how it starts, very luminous, lively, sweet and tangy at the same time. And then 5 minutes into the wear, patchouli comes out, and I know that patchouli can be a very polarizing note. I don't like patchouli when it smells too dirty, too bitter, too minty, too earthy, but luckily that's not the case with Angel Fantasm. Yes, there is some slight earthiness patchouli inevitably brings to the table, but mostly on my skin, patchouli in Angel Fantasm develops into a more chocolatey direction, giving sexy gourmand flair to the scent. And coconut and tiare flower give a lot of creaminess, warmth, and lightheartedness. Thankfully, coconut here doesn't smell synthetic like suntan lotion or sickly sweet, because patchouli and bits of sandalwood in the dry down keep the sweetness always in check, while tiare flower gives a touch of tropical floral elegance. Coconut smells velvety, rich and creamy, giving Raffaello aroma, and it becomes even smoother after vanilla joins in, enhancing chocolatey vibe of patchouli. So the entire dry down smells, especially in the air, like you're a walking Bounty chocolate bar with coconut flake filling. And since it transitions from pina colada to Bounty chocolate bar, there's nothing not to love about this fragrance. Even though it has coconut, this isn't just a summer perfume. It has enough depth and voluptuousness, so it would be an incredible all year round and even signature worthy fragrance. It has amazing performance, announcing your presence when you step into the room. It's a compliment magnet. The first time I wore it, I got 3 compliments in the same day. On my skin, it truly projects. It has enormous sillage, and about 4 sprays are enough to last more than 10 hours on my skin. So yes, I couldn't be happier about it. This is such an alluring perfume that still retains the original Angel DNA, but it offers a lighter, more approachable scent because it's sweeter. Dirty patchouli from the original is toned down, while its gourmand, chocolatey tones are amplified with added exotic pineapple and coconut. And basically, they made Angel Fantasm into a more fun, less controversial, and easier to wear scent. I'm not sure why they chose such dark color for the bottle. I think that yellow would be more appropriate. However, if you like a creamy coconut, vanilla, and patchouli laced positive fragrance, you must try this one. It's been a while since I've been so impressed with the designer fragrance, so I won't be cheap. I'll rate this scent and performance with 10 out of 10. To me, this is simply addictive. If you would like to watch my completely honest, in-depth review of the previous Angel flanker called Angel Elixir, check this video. I will link it in the description box. Next perfume I'll talk about got me so excited when I saw the notes, and that is Black Opium Glitter. I was afraid that glitter might fall off from the bottle and scatter everywhere, but it's nicely done so it stays on. And since glitter is something you would wear for a night out, this matches Black Opium nighttime theme. The bottle also shines in the dark, and through this round window you can see like a light pink colored juice, giving a nod to the marshmallow as one of the notes in this fragrance, and the reason why I got so excited. Injecting marshmallow, citruses, and musk into a very dark and sexy Black Opium's coffee, vanilla, and orange blossom DNA sounded like an absolute hit. But does this perfume live up to its advertisement and looks? I have to tell you that the scent is strange. The first time I tested it, the only thing I could smell was orange blossom, and more orange blossom, but with several wears that changed. That's why give it a few shots before determining is this perfume for you. The opening is actually quite lovely. It's fresh with this clean soapiness coming probably from the combination of citruses and orange blossom, but I also get juicy pear and coffee-induced orange blossom as well. Imagine a detergent-like waft of clean sheets surrounding you as you eat delicate juicy pears while sipping coffee latte. In a matter of a minute or two, that bright syrupy pear dissipates and you're left with a softened DNA of Black Opium or the Parfum. In the dry down, Black Opium Glitter has more powdery, pale, soft, musky florals, and the coffee note isn't so bitter and licorice-like as it was in the original Black Opium. Another difference between these two is that citrusy note from the opening in the glitter will remain present even in the dry down, so it further brightens the entire composition. That's why coffee in glitter feels more diluted, resembling coffee latte or cappuccino. And even though coffee here isn't robust, dark, roasted, and bitter like it was here, giving freshly ground beans flavor, it has still an earthy quality that becomes stronger in the base because of the patchouli. And unfortunately, marshmallow never dominates the scent because the star of Black Opium Glitter is definitely orange blossom with some soapy, bubbly aroma, but together with vanilla, marshmallow wraps florals in a gourmand, fluffy, powdery sweetness. And the best way to describe the dry down of Black Opium Glitter is to say that you're enjoying bubble bath with orange blossom petals while sipping sweet, creamy, powdery coffee liqueur decorated with a slice of lemon. When you smell black opium glitter, even without knowing what it is, you'll be able with no problem to guess that this is a black opium flanker. It resembles the original, but it's a lighter, muskier, and more citrusy version with diluted roasted coffee and more pronounced soapy orange blossom. If you're like me and you expected that black opium glitter will be a gooey, marshmallowy, vanilla gourmand delicacy next to a cup of coffee, you'll be disappointed. Overall, this is a floral fragrance, while marshmallow, which rounds the scent, and coffee, which electrifies it, giving it a bit of sensuality, while these two are just supporting notes. That's why the ad, which promotes glitter as a marshmallow forward scent, is misleading in my opinion. And if you already own the original like myself, this one might be redundant. It's a lovely, cleaner, citric, fluffier, girlier version of the original, but it's not what I expected or what it could have been. However, it feels brighter and more youthful. So if the original black opium was too sultry, too dark for you, you might find this one just something up your alley. Performance is moderate. I get about 6 hours of wear on my skin with moderate sillage, which is good. So in the end, this is a very likable fragrance, but it's not a love for me, and that's why I would rate it with 7 out of 10. Next one is Creed Delphinus, a fragrance named after Delphinus constellation, which looks like a dolphin. It comes in a sleek orange glass bottle with golden cap, reminding me of a beautiful, alluring sunset or warm glow of distant stars illuminating the night sky. All Creed flakons have a shape of gentleman's hip flask, but they are luxuriously heavy. Right after its release, Delphinus received a sea of flattery. Is it really that good? In the opening, a kick of pepper adds a luminous spark to powdery floral iris and smoky bitter almond, while in the background, dry leather facets slowly peek out. Somehow, Delphinus manages to smell simplistically familiar but complex and beautifully blended at the same time. Oris here doesn't have its usual lipsticky makeup effect. It's more floral, it's dusty, it's powdery, and it's blended with almond to serve as a nice lighter and softer counterbalance for peppery, smoky whiffs of leather. Delphinus has a dry feel and the scent will never get too sweet. That's why the opening is a mix of smoky, grainy leather jacket laid on top of dusty, powdery iris smelling pillows and blankets next to an almond pudding. The contrast between delicate, powdery, sweet iris and smoky, leathery swirls still continues in the heart, but that uplifting, spicy aroma of pepper, now it gets lost. Almond will always stay present in the form of marzipan-like dust, but with time, almond will become less and less intense, while florals shine the most in the heart. And compared to the opening, now I can smell vanilla and leather becomes more prominent as well. So the scent is pleasantly sweet, but it's never too gourmand or over the top sweet. Smoky incense is the bridge between all the stages in Delphinus, especially between buttery, soft, powdery, smoky marzipan floral heart and that darker, leathery vanilla, earthy patchouli, and honeyed tonka bean in the base. It smells rich and warm, especially because of the bourbon vanilla, which adds a velvety, slightly boozy, sweet, leathery aroma. The dry down is most similar to you wearing a smoky, earthy smelling leather jacket and eating marzipan vanilla cake next to a bouquet of dried purple flowers. If you're afraid of leather note in Delphinus, don't be, because it's snuggled in embrace of warm, powdery, vanillic sweetness, so nothing is ever too much here. All the notes are so beautifully rounded and balanced, so the scent kind of smells linear, like it's just a smoky leather with powdery vanilla, but when you give it more thought, you'll notice many twists, giving a luxurious warmth that truly contains niche quality. And this is a smooth, easygoing unisex perfume, leaning more feminine in my opinion. But as it is case with all Creed fragrances, the problem is the pricing. I was able to purchase it for less, so I'm glad it's a part of my collection now, but I wouldn't pay the full price for it. And for some reason, I keep getting the impression that I've smelled it somewhere before, and precisely because it smells so familiar, most people will like this cozy, inviting scent profile, which is very different from usual Creed offerings. I've already reviewed their Queen of Silk, so I will put that video in the description box, and I can't believe I still haven't reviewed Carmina, which I absolutely love. Would you like me to review it? Let me know in the comments. The longevity of Delphinus is great. I easily get 8 hours of wear. It leaves a nice scent trail, but it doesn't project a lot, at least not on my skin. So this won't be a loud fragrance, and the more it dries down, the more discreet it becomes, truly reflecting that cozy, relaxing vibe of the scent itself. Delphinus borders between strong like and love for me, so I would rate it with 9 out of 10. You know, just the way you gaze at a starry night sky, admiring its beauty, is the same feel you get when smelling Delphinus, a sense of wonder and seemingly simplistic beauty. The last one for this video is a designer fragrance in a black colored glass flaken, and that is Givenchy L'Interdit Intense Absolu. I hope they won't discontinue the Intense version because of this new launch, and that Givenchy will do the same thing as they did with Rouge. Rouge Ultime came out as a flanker of the flanker, but you can still purchase both Rouge and Rouge Ultime. I truly love the Intense version, and you can check out my thoughts and detailed descriptions of the entire collection of L'Interdits in the video I will link in the description box. So what is the difference in the design of these two bottles? Well, Intense has softened, rounded corners, and it has a silver Givenchy logo near the cap, while Absolu, if you can see, it has sharper, rectangular-like design with black Givenchy logo, and also on the bottle says Absolu. All the perfumes in Givenchy's L'Interdit range feature tuberose, so I was really looking forward to see what they've done with florals in this one, especially because on the Givenchy's website this is marketed as a unisex fragrance. From the start of L'Interdit Absolu, I got a grape-like bubblegum tuberose you get in most L'Interdit fragrances, not so much in the Intense but in others, but here that bubblegummy tuberose is spiced with a blast of peppery sweet but very, very aromatic green cardamom, complemented with strong herbaceous woody lavender. And they are noticeable smoky undertones coming from the tobacco in the base, but that hint of smokiness just slightly warms fresh, aromatic, mentholated, cool feel of the top notes. And because you get a lot of energizing, fresh aromatic notes and spices, the opening does resemble men's aftershave or cologne, but that aromatic spiciness will gradually weaken. That's why the opening smells to me like I'm standing next to a man who just sprayed his woody aromatic lavender aftershave while I'm eating grapes. There's a touch of sweetness in it, but mainly this is spicy, aromatic and woody fragrance in the opening. And after 10 minutes, the scent stops being so masculine because white floral creaminess and sweetness becomes just as dominant as the lavender aromatic aftershave cologne vibe. Tuberose gives a chewy, grape-flavored candy dimension to creamy jasmine and sweet orange blossom. That is the reason why Absolu starts to sweeten up, but it never becomes too sweet because white florals are always immersed in aromatic spiciness from the opening, and then they drift into smoky, woody, earthy undertones of tobacco, patchouli, and vetiver in the base. The only note that is barely noticeable on this paper strip or when I spray it on my skin is rum. Like, it's there, but it's mainly behind the scenes, just giving a tinge of booziness and making the scent seem richer, headier, and deeper. I can notice this leathery nuance with metallic twinge, like there is something metallic in it, even though it's not listed. Imagine a couple dancing in a dark, dimly lit club with polished dark wood and the scent of cigars in the air. He's wearing aromatic cologne, she has a sweet powdery floral perfume, and after the dance they drink finest cognac and feed each other with grape-flavored chewy candies. Absolu is a mixture of masculine and feminine notes with recognizable linted chewy grape-like tuberose. And even though there's not even a hint of vanilla in it, the scent has some sultry sweetness and it makes me feel like I've been transported in controversial dark romance novel. That's why it won't be for everyone. It's marketed as unisex, but in my opinion it leans slightly more feminine, and this is a winter evening out type of fragrance. If you're a man, I strongly recommend you to try it out, but you need to like borderline unisex fragrances. And if you're a woman and you enjoy out-of-the-box, gothic, unconventional, edgy feminine perfumes, then this one will be for you. This doesn't feel like a typical designer fragrance, and that is the reason why I hold the entire Linted range in such a high regard. Absolu feels niche-like, it's bold, it plays with different textures, it's modern but with a vintage melancholic scent. Intense is still my favorite Linted perfume. It has gorgeous peppery opening, while Absolu is more aromatic with a ton of lavender at the top. While Intense has the creamiest sesame floral heart induced with earthy patchouli and a ton of vanilla in the base, Absolu has more noticeable grape-like tuberose with smokier, woodier, slightly boozy and leathery base. I think that if you like the Intense, you will enjoy Absolu as well. On my skin, this one lasts up to 8 hours with moderate projection and sillage, and I really like it. That's why I would rate it with 9 out of 10. And if you're looking for a fragrance for a hot date, for the little black dress, something that will stand out, and if other Linted were too sweet for you, then try Absolu. I hope that these descriptions were helpful to you, and if they were helpful, enjoyable, and informative, then boop the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because that helps this video to spread to more people. And here's how I would rank these perfumes. On the 4th place with 6 out of 10 is Palatine. It goes into okay category. It's a nice, sweetish, powdery, musky, nondescript floral scent. If you need something for the office, you don't like too bold fragrances, this one might be the one for you. On the 3rd place with 7 out of 10 is Black Opium Glitter. This goes to like category. It's a lighter, more citric, muskier version of the original, and it has soapy orange blossoms and diluted coffee note. So if the original was too strong for you, then check out the glitter one. And now we move to strong like bordering on love category. The 2nd place with 9 out of 10 belongs to 2 fragrances. Delphinus is a gorgeous smoky leather fragrance in a powdery almondy vanillic sweetness. It's a snuggly cozy perfume and it's absolutely intoxicating, while Linted Intense Absolu is a fragrance for white floral lovers. But here white florals, particularly grape-like tuberose, are immersed in aromatic, smoky, woody aroma. It's unisex feminine leaning, so yes, something definitely out of the box. And the 1st place with 10 out of 10, which is the love category, goes to Mugler Angel Fantasm. This is a fruity coconut mixed with chocolatey earthy patchouli. It's mouth-watering, it's gorgeous, and it blew me away. This is just what I think, but now it's time for you to share your thoughts and your experiences with these fragrances in the comments. Let me know which ones you have tried, how would you rate them, or maybe which ones are on your wish list. And keep in mind that your comments can help others who are considering purchasing a certain perfume as well. And if you want to see a similar review with another 5 popular fragrances rated and ranked, then check out this video next. I will see you there. Bye!